Good morning and welcome back to my channel. I just thought I'd jump on, do a quick video as it's not raining today for a change. It's absolutely poured it down for the last few days, so I've not been able to go to my allotment for, well, since Tuesday. So I thought I'd do a quick video of me sowing some seeds and having a look in my compost tub at home, because I do want to make another bed or extend the current bed with my garlic and onions and do it no dig. So I do need compost for that. I've got a couple of bags at the allotment, but I don't want to have to buy much because it can get a bit expensive. So I do compost everything, like household sort of green waste, and I'll show you how that's looking in a minute. But first I am going to show you what seeds I've bought yesterday and me potting some up. So yesterday I went and bought a few more packets of seeds because I have sown some sweet corn. Some of them have been ate by the snails. Some of them have got a bit wet and a bit soggy. Some of them are coming, but I thought I'll have another go at them. As I have successfully grown sweet corn before my allotment, they did really well, so I don't want to give up on them. I've got climbing nasturtium, which are edible. They're a bit medicinal as well. Nasturtium leaf are, and the flowers are really nice. So I have bought some of them, which I'm going to trail over my archway and have some at home in my garden. I bought some echinacea, and this is obviously medicinal and can help prevent things like colds and stuff and help your immune system. So I thought I'd have a little go of that. I've got some calendula, beg your pardon, which I think is also edible. And I think if you plant them between some of your plants and stuff, I think they're really good for pest control. And also I bought some more climbing beans because my beans have been eaten, basically. They've been eaten by snails and slugs, and what I'm going to do with these, I'm going to try sowing some in modules, but also directly sow some outside to see if that makes any bit of difference. And again, I've sown them before, planted and had successful crops of beans, but my garden is absolutely full of slugs and snails, and I don't have a greenhouse which I can close at the minute. I'll show you what I'm using to help propagate me seeds. It's not ideal at all, and I've had to take my gate off because basically it was opening inwards and didn't leave me a lot of space to put anything on the floor, so I've took the gate off. It's just literally a tarpaulin, and it gets quite hot when the sun's out, but it doesn't stop snails and slugs. So I've got tomatoes in there, I've got carrots, I've got corn, I've got some of my little broccoli, but it looks like a load of them have been eaten. What else have I got? Sunflowers. God, I don't even know because I've not labelled everything very well. But I've got some herbs. I've got some onions and that there. I've got loads of stuff. It's a bit of a junkyard, this. But it's alright. It serves its purpose of providing me a bit of space because I can't always get to my allotment every day. And I also don't have a greenhouse there. So I may do with what I've got here. But it's a bit like Steptoe's junkyard at the minute. But anyway, I'll crack on and I will sow some of my seeds. It's freezing today, actually. It's not warm at all. It's a bit blowy. Baby's just gone to sleep, so yes, I don't look very glamorous. I don't really care. These are the things that you've got to do when you can do it. So I'm going to crack on now and do a bit. I usually use either a multi-purpose compost, if I've got any, or seed sowing compost. I basically use what I've got. At the minute, I've got coconut coir, which are pretty good for starting seedlings. Doesn't contain much nutrients at all, and apparently it forces them to grow quicker. Whereas if you put them in a multi-purpose, so I've heard, it's starting to rain, they can become a little bit lazy. They're getting fed, so therefore they don't need to do the work to get going. So I'll show you what I'm doing just now. Right, so if you can hear me, I've just got a tray already pre-filled with coir. I did actually plant some beans before in here and they've all disappeared. I think the slugs are really eating the bean seeds, so I'm just gonna whack a load more beans in and hope for the best. So yeah, Climbing French bean, April to June to sow. Harvest July to September. And they climb, sure they do, 2 to 2.5 metres, so pretty tall. Oh, these are black. These ones are white, you see. Like magic beans, aren't they? So I'll probably just do one in each pot, because I don't think I'll be left with a lot to sow directly, but I'll try again and hope for the best. So where's my dibber gone? Where's my pencil? Right. So I'm just using this stick as a dibber, just to put some holes in. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10. Do you know, I love doing this. It's a bit of a labour of love, but it's proper disheartening when your stuff gets eaten. So yeah, I've got planted 40 beans. I'm hoping I get some, because it's just a bit ridiculous. I've got one lonely bean in there, one that survived the snail attack. So hopefully these will catch up to that one and we'll get them planted out as soon as we can. I did see something on YouTube the other day about putting bramble, you know, like the bramble off cuttings, because I pruned loads back the other day, so the spiky twigs, I've heard that if you lay them around your seedlings, it can prevent a lot of damage, because the slugs and snails don't like the texture. We'll try it anyway. We'll have a go nearer the time and we'll report back and see if that actually works. So next I'm going to do my sweet card. And it says April to May, so you can sow directly, but I'm not. I'm just going to sow them in here and hope for the best. So I'm just using a bit of a mixture of multi and coir, just because that's all I've got. I'm not messing about, I don't have time really, I'm just in a rush. And my baby's sleeping, I'm just mindful that I've got loads to do. Washing to hang out, tidying up to do, get myself sorted out. So I'm just literally whacking it in here as quick as I can. And then get it under that tarpaulin. I'm going to cover it with a bit of cling film until they actually sprout. And then I'll take them indoors, I think. Because I haven't got the resources to keep buying more and more seeds when these little snails and slugs keep coming out with vengeance. Right, did that. I think I plant 2 per cell this time. They usually transplant okay in my previous experience, so I'll have a go. I've got loads in here. 1, 2. Right, and one more in that one. So you've got to sow them in a grid. Well, you don't sow them in a grid, you plant them in a grid, so they cross-pollinate. So basically the wind blows the pollen onto each other, and that's how they get growing. And I've had some lovely cobs in the past, so I'm hopeful that once again I'll have a successful crop of sweet corn. Right, that'll do. Job's a good one. Give that a bit of water. I leave pots and stuff all over the place to collect the rainwater, because the tap water is absolutely rotten. One thing I don't always do if I'm in a rush is label my plants, my seed trays, and then I think, oh, I'll know what they are when they come up. I can recognise them, but sometimes I don't. So just gonna write with a permanent marker, sweet corn. Sometimes I'll date it. I don't even know what the date is today. Is it 12? May. Put a bit of cling film over and just leave it. I'm gonna leave it outside. I don't have windowsill space. And if I need to water them again, I'll just take it off and replace the cling film. Simple as that. Or you just soak it from the bottom, put it in a tray of water, and the water will soak it up, which is probably a better idea because I don't want to have to keep using strips of this cling film. There we are. So I'll stick them somewhere. I'm totally running out of space, but I'll find some space. So what I think I'll do, because I'm conscious of time and I don't have time really to do any more just yet. I've got to go and I'm in a bit of a rush today. What I'll do is I will show you my compost bins and I'll show you exactly what's inside, and yeah, come and have a look. So I've just got 2 compost bins outside my house. I've got, I think, one of them free. In fact, I think I got both of these free. Just off Marketplace. One's, you see, that one's shooting a potato out. Because I literally compost everything like that I've got in my kitchen. Scraps, you know, like you get the eyes of the potato, they all go in. Everything goes in, so this has actually found the light and is sprouting. This compost tub, I realised yesterday, doesn't have an opening. It doesn't actually have an opening unless I've totally put it the wrong way around. So I'm going to have to just leave this one to compost right down before attempting to take any of it out. I'll open it and I'll show you. Beware the swarm of fruit flies and stuff that comes out of it. Ugh. Right, I've managed to prise the lid off. Big slug there, look. So literally, I compost all sorts: paper, toilet roll tubes, twigs, old fruit, takeaway bags, McDonald's drinks trays, just like egg boxes. You can compost all of it. Yeah, so it's composting well in there. I love showing Louis this because you can see all the little bugs and worms and stuff. But just be mindful when you take the lid off, especially when it's warm. You can get like proper invaded by fruit flies. But this is what I've collected over the last couple of days. Literally just blueberries, tea bags, strawberry heads, bananas, onion peelings, and just stick it all in there. And also, because I drink herbal tea sometimes, if I don't finish a cup of tea, I'll just pour the liquid in there as well. Just helps it break down a bit quicker. So that's that. I'll put the lid back on that one. And this is my other one. Its contents are pretty much the same. And actually, you see all them flies? Ugh. It's a bit whiffy at the minute. Actually, that looks great. What I'll do, I'll take this off and I'll show you what will come out. I did collect a bit the other day. It was full of lovely worms and... Oh, God. Oh, there we are, look. Oh, I really do need to wear gardening gloves, but never mind. You see all the leaves and that in there? Eggshells, there's all sorts. I'm going to go and get a tub and I'm going to put a bit in and show you what it looks like. So I'm just going to literally put my hand in because I've got no gloves. This is a total impromptu video, another one. But I'm going to just get stuck in and show you. Ready? Let's see what creepy crawlies come out of here. So, leaves. Oh my God. Oh, it's quite warm actually touching this. Now I don't, well, the leaves are pretty much still intact, but everything else is pretty sticky and soft, so I think I could possibly use that in my allotment. Let's see if there's any worms. What was it? potato chip there. There'll be loads of robins and birds and that coming after I've gone to salvage the little slugs and larvae and worms. But yeah, there was loads of worms the other day. Oh look, there's a big fat one there. So that's all breaking down lovely. Because I want to do no dig, I need loads of compost. And I've been composting this now for about a year. So this is breaking down great. I've added loads of eggshells and stuff, as you can see. And it just adds calcium and stuff to the soil. But if it doesn't break down, it will. When I've actually put it on my cardboard and planted stuff in, it'll just do its thing. I just think, why waste what you've got when you can just compost it? Do you know what I mean? Save money, help the environment, and also when you talk about nutrients in your food, you don't always get it, do you? And that's why a lot of people are deficient, because the soil's not very healthy. I don't spray my plants, I don't use any pesticides or anything. No slug pellets, I just kind of let nature do its thing. And I'll just try and be as eco-friendly as what I can. I can't get this back on. There we go. So yeah, it's looking alright. I think I'll try and get a bit out of there and take it to the allotment next time. So I think I'll keep my nasturtium and my echinacea and calendula for another day, just because of the time I've got, which isn't a lot today. I might do that later on anyway, when baby's gone back to sleep later. Or maybe Louie can help me, but get them in as soon as, and then hopefully my little bits and pieces in there which I've just sown will do okay. It's literally, what can I say? It's a gamble every time you put something outside. I just don't have the windowsill space. I've got all sorts growing inside. And I'm not lucky enough to have a greenhouse. I might, well, I'm getting a polytunnel eventually. But to start your seedlings off, it's useful to have a propagator of some description. Like a little tower one. Or plenty of windowsill space where you can actually zip your stuff up and keep pests away. But it is what it is. Just sow plenty of what you've got and hopefully you'll get some. So I'll say goodbye for now. Hopefully on the next video, little man will be with me and he can keep you entertained and lend me a hand. And we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.